this is what I meant by like it kind of just beats Stellagun. We can see the Arcanine Reaper, of course, as well. But like this is so much damage. Heroic Strike patches and Deckhand in hand, ready to go. It's going to be a tall order for Basta to beat Pirate Warrior 3 times.
Maybe if you get into Basta Swaz's head here, maybe the amount of respect he gave to Spellbreaker there is valid because he's been sat with a Galacta Crawler in his hand and not a single pirate has been played. So it's kind of to the point of, well, what cards can he possibly have in his hand, right? But actually, if you break down the hand read, all of these cards remaining in hand are the last.
Maybe just divergent paths, right? And obviously, we have Ultimate Caster Vision that we can see what's going on. But speaking of people with Ultimate Caster Vision, TJ, admirable. What do you guys think of Carr? Seems pretty solid play.
I just want to talk about the caster thing for a second. You see how many Eagles being made from this? I was trying to.
It's like 6 a game.
Sometimes it feels like we're operating with less information than the players. No, but it's pretty cool to see a Tavern Hero go this far. His fate's in the tiebreakers now. I don't know how his early start was, but with a 5-2 record, it's going to depend on his opponent's records whether or not he makes it into that top 8.
Yeah, this is where those early losses can really impact players.
Because I think Pavel's in a situation where he would rather protect his 8-8 than deny draws from Orange. I don't think there's a situation where he lets this Doomsayer go off. So
he's in the business of pushing damage.
Whoa, okay. I like it.
It's an interesting play. I'm curious if Pavel could have simply delayed this damage, though. Using Siphon Soul in this spot means that he doesn't get another minion down. He could have sacrificed that 8 damage to get Twilight Drake on board. He could have coined out the Abyssal Enforcer as well. Granted, that puts his Mountain Giant into Dragonfire Potion range, but this play was very aggressive from Pavel, and I'm not quite sure this pays off.
Be able to keep that sort of machine gun hero power working. And, hey, why not?
Oh.
Whoa.
Anything that's fodder at this point is great
Yes.
for Orange. That could be quite literally a 1-cost spell that actually just does nothing, and he'd be totally fine with that. Not that will be getting played this game.
No, but it's just funny. Blood River Gul'dan picked up from the Mind Vision. Also gets a Devour Mind from the Lyra proc there.
So up to 11, and this is where the Greater Healing Potion take.
Needs to be a weapon draw for Runny. Runny at least will be, a sigh of relief that he's not in fact dead.
Yeah, you saw
very likely he's dead at this point.
You saw the well played get thrown out. He was expecting that was a setup for. He's going to take the draw.
No.
Oh my goodness. The second time in as many series. We're going to see him take the tie there. He had the option.
Geddon.
He had the option to go Blizzard in that position.
Yeah. Huh. He had Ice Block up, right?
No.
Oh, no, sorry. It was
remaining here in order to climb back, so potential comeback can be made here against Pavel, and we've seen 2-0 leads evaporate as fast as they begun. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to find out whether or not Hunter Ace can complete the reverse sweep on Pavel, or will he be able to end it 3-1. Versus the Medivh in Hunter Ace's deck. Medivh the Guardian is an extremely valuable value card. You can set up big tempo swings with Firelance Portals, for example, or Flame Strike, summon a 7-cost minion, clear your opponent's board. That might not be the case since Pavel has that Gluttonous Ooze and is well aware that's what going to be Hunter Ace looking for.
Glibberroot just so excited. Oh, Antonidas out of the deck. We see a immediate Glibberroot. It doesn't even get time to come off the top of the deck.
Really?
Just hanging over the top of the board. Finds Antonidas. Pavel's playing a deck that has tons of cheap spells to fuel his own Anduin. That's even more spells he can get in terms of fireballs.
That's right. We're talking about how most priests outfit their decks to just generate extra cards.
Against almost everything. And I tried Pirate Warrior, and it also didn't feel amazing. So I decided to try to build a control lineup that will be good versus World Paladin and the Shaman, but also has decent chance versus other decks. And I tested Warlock the last day.
Well, Pavel is off in space. Your audio is cutting out, Pavel, so 1 second. Sorry about that technical issues. But we got the gist of it, man. You put a lot of time and effort, and you're even saying that some of these decks that people are saying are the best decks in the format aren't as good. And, can you talk to me about the Warlock deck? What inspired you to bring it? So many people thought Warlock was not good. It's one of the, lesser brought classes to this tournament. All right, well, we have lost Pavel. He is a fact in space.
But we will see him in Southern California. So congratulations, Pavel. Even if you can't hear us right now,
there you go.
You're the man.
Thank you.
Nothing more needs to be said about the 2016 World Champion qualifying yet again for a seasonal championship, representing Russia, representing Europe, and representing himself. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in so far. We are just getting started for the quarterfinals. When we come back, we're going to have more action here from the Hearthstone Championship Tour Summer Playoffs. We have Denim Blue from Germany up against Old Boy from Ukraine, as Pavel has successfully defeated Hunter Ace by a score of 3-1.
You don't care about the remaining cards in your deck. You care about hitting them for 8.
True.
Made to fit.
This is going to be a pretty big outcome.
I've seen this before.
Denim Blue braces himself.
Armor Smith wins this every single time. I don't know why, and I don't know how. Armor Smith just doesn't lose brawls. I don't get it.
Kit Kat's new.
And Denim Blue now has fallen behind. All that time he spent killing minions with the hero power, not clearing the way, not executing prior, has led to this stage where he is 2 shots away from dying.
He was hoping for something big. He was hoping for Deathwing, because he knew Deathwing was in the hand because the Curator.
Well, sometimes dreams come true. Oh, this is really close. Oh, I love this play.
This is a guaranteed.
That is a great spot for the whole to see that.
But wow, that was good.
That was perfect. That was
really good.
I'm eyeing the Ravaging Goal the entire time. Old Boy saw that you could simply replace your own weapon to activate the Death Rattle. Brilliant play.
Nice spot. Denim Blue is trying to just present as much pressure as possible while stifling the threats from Old Boy, the limited amount that he has. Something's got to give.
There's a lot to think about here.
It's boom o'clock.
Indeed it is. That is the worst roll that you can get from Firelands Portal.
You thought the 3-3 was bad.
How about just taking 5 and a 2-2? Simply push through this. He could Fireball and just wait for the Baron Geddon to tick again. This gives him a lot of counterplay to most of what Denim Blue is expected to do on the following turns.
Or Polymorph. Push 7.
Yeah.
Then 9.
To push through. Yeah, I like this a lot too.
Yeah.
He's bought the extra damage from Baron Geddon.
Oh.
You don't want to be doing that one though.
He threw out the whoops. He needs to pace himself.
He's getting a bit excited because his hand is very good right now.
Yeah, that's just a straight missed 1 damage. That Baron Geddon's going to clean up the sheep regardless. It can be muscle memory sometimes to ping off the sheep.
The Blood Mage Horror play earlier, he's managed to squeeze it in there alongside the pint-sized potion for even more value anyway. He's had all the tools he's needed, he didn't need to cycle earlier, so his line has definitely worked out in this particular game.
Is that going to be 10?
Yep.
Oof. 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 Okay. One more.
Nice burgly bully, buddy.
Obviously, this was not like a huge part of the game plan for Amix, but this is exactly what I was talking about. Burgly Bully on paper looks nice. Coins proc hero powers. Coins allow you to play more spells anyway to proc hero powers. Coins also fill up your hand run.
Booked his spot at the Summer Championships.
Yeah, very impressive performance. We only seen him on stream the once. That's so far. We're obviously going to see him going forward, but that's all he needed to get it done. It's very, very strong. Second in the Swiss stage. So C2 just under Pavel. Very, very solid performance. And he's going to be joining us in LA for the Summer Championship. He's started his HCT performances with quite the bang here, going straight to championships on the first try, I believe. Very impressive.
Yeah, we only saw him once on stream. Once was all we needed for now, but we're going to see much, much more as he joins us, as you mentioned, in sunny LA to fight for a spot at the World.
Orange actually lost 3-0 in the reverse sweep to Pavel in the final round of the Swiss, losing all 3 games with his Murloc Paladin deck. So I think that may be the deck he's hoping to squeak through here against Nixley.
Taking a look at their records through the Swiss, you might be onto something there. The Pirate Warrior from Orange has gone 6-5, and his Murloc Paladin's 5-6, holding to be an even record. The big difference maker, Priest, at 6-1. Nick Slay's Priest is at 7-1. So combined between these two players, 13 wins, 2 losses from the Priest class here. I think it's safe to say that Priest has been overperforming when you look at classes like Warrior.
Can get like Greater Healing Potion, Binding Heal, that can just get them totally out of range. But at the same time, can you afford to waste damage when you're so close already?
Well, you have to ask yourself how many spells can really mess with you here. And you think about Greater Healing Potion, Binding Heal, and a couple of others.
He's going face.
He's just going to discount it. Says you don't have the spells to do it, and even if you do, I can't afford to. And it's the correct read once again. Nick Slay doesn't have very convenient ways to activate this Lyra. He's got Curious Glimmerroot to help dig, perhaps, but he doesn't even have a guaranteed way to do anything. Shadow Word Horror doesn't hit anything.
And Dread Corsair does not end the game.
It's not it, but he's able to put Nick Slay within striking distance once again. Nick Slay sits back in his chair. He has the second Arcanite Reaper, but his Lyra stays alive yet again. And hey, he can mind control that 3-3.
He can.
Every little bit matters at this point. Northshadow Cleric is useless in this position.
Oh, that mind control.
Orange gonna look for any possible way to get past this. Does he have a Spellbreaker? Does he have
Heroic Strike isn't lethal now because
Heroic Strike's not lethal anymore.
Oh my God, that Dread Sail, what is it?
Before then, but in this case, the damage does matter for Nick Slay because he needs to win the game. He's giving Orange more time to draw other good stuff.
Gaining 4 life from this, he is now out of range of any individual card. Orange's deck doesn't have Leroy. He doesn't have Big Burst. His Reapers are gone. Bloodsoul Raider will not do it. Oh, and look at Orange, head in his hands. That game is great.
Priest wins again. And we were mentioning how Nick Slay, he went 7-1 the group stages with Priest. Orange went 6-1 with Priest, and yet again, Priest.
I mean, if he could just attack that minion with the Frothing Sphere. He actually just no longer has a way to activate this deckhand. Well, now he does. He does this Heroic Strike.
He sees the lines. He knows. But yes, that was actually a potentially scary moment there because Nick Slay drew a second Frost Nova.
Yeah.
So if Orange picked up only another dud minion, like another Dread Corsair, Nick Slay may have been able to find a window. You never know. He had a Primordial Glyph in hand, and we've seen some funky comebacks from Mage to be able to piece together.
More damage. So actually, Eater of Secrets plus Ice Block comes down. He can play the Medivh's Valet, put him to 12.
And then he
has Frostbolt, a Valet that's stranded because he has no more secrets, and Pyroblast. I don't think Nick Slay has the ability to assemble the damage to win this game.
Is there a Primordial Glyph card that can help him in this position, though?
He could glyph into a Frostbolt, right? No, his Pyroblast costs 10. He has to cast the Pyroblast. I don't know that he can glyph into anything either.
Well, he absolutely needs to play the Eater of Secrets.
Oh, he's going for it! He's just saying, if you got Eye for an Eye, you win. And Orange has the Eye for an Eye, and look at that face. He is going to the Summer Championship.
What a roller coaster of emotions that we just experienced.
And that Orange is experiencing now. He is so happy.
Wow. And a weekend of dedicated and hard play goes towards Orange. as Nick Slay is denied yet another chance to go to the championship, but I'm sure we'll see more of him in the future.
Nick Slay was 1 mana away. He needed 11 mana. He had 10.
1 mana, 1 damage, and 1 more season denied from Nick Slay. Orange is the last quarterfinalist advancing through to the championships. He is LA bound, and you know what? It's going to be awesome having Orange in SoCal. He's definitely not only a hard worker, but he's also a hard player. He likes to hang out a lot.
He's got hair ready for LA already.
Things to note here is that Old Boy can just calculate the amount of damage that Pavel can actually dish out in 1 turn and know that he's completely safe leaving this Abyssal Enforcer up for a turn. Just take the extra damage here, set Pavel to a dangerous life total, and now even with Blood Reaver Gul'dan, he dies to the Prophet Bell and Mirage Caller combo that's available. This was a great set from Old Boy.
Yeah, and that's going to be game. Very nicely done.
That is a strong deck. But we did suspect that Warlock would be the deck that Pavel could struggle with in this match.
So
it's really difficult to ignore just how important the Pyros was in this spot, too. It gave him an extra 6/6 minion in this spot, which now he's able to start pushing through it. I mean, this is dire straits for Old Boy at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's dead if Devolve doesn't hit another 7-mana top minion.
Wow.
It did.
Pavel Bloodlust anyway, and
wow.
I think he Bloodlusted before he saw the outcome from this.
There are not many 7-mana top minions.
But
well,
Old Boy's given Pavel a lot of time too. I think he had an opportunity to pressure in this spot.
Let's see. Need some big stuff here.
Some reasonable stuff.
Reasonable, yeah. 7-mana minions vary quite wildly.
Armor made to fit.
That's more trade duty. Or is it?
Devolve could be a big deal here. Ooh. Especially if Pavel's able to pick up the 2nd copy of Bloodlust in the deck. And also, even more so, especially if Old Boy whiffs with this hero power. He needs this to hit a minion. Oh, man. He's dead unless it hits another top minion. 2 top minions! No way!
Are you kidding? And the size of them is so important right now, too. Pavel has to full trade over this. This will be Evolve. And that is huge right now!
Oh my god.
This game is insane! Oh. I'm not sure that Pavel even wants to use the hero power in this spot.
Well, he's going to go for a 9-drop. Gets Blood of the Ancient One.
17, but he can't cleanly kill the other one.
And Pavel can then evolve a legendary if he gets one that's maybe a bit smaller or cheaper. And Serenite Chain Gang's pretty good. It just puts stuff on the board. Let's see what he gets.
Oh,
Josh Raj!
My gosh, TJ, this game is insane.
I mean, the quality of minions in his deck is not that good, but
it's a 10-10.
It's a 10-10. And just having extra minions on the board could be good. Could be bad if Second Brawl comes out. That's Hadronox.
That'll resummon all the taunts if it dies.
Which includes things from below?
Brawl would
Stoneclaw Totem?
Brawl would often not isolate the board position to allow Old Boy to push through with the hero power in that spot because of the Hadronox. This game is nuts!
And there's no way for him to kill him either.
And look at the smile on Pavel's face now. He thought he was completely out of this game, and Thrall is. What is the landscape of the game right now?
Every single devolve on a taunt.
Old Boy concedes! What
I don't know.
happened?
What a game, though.
I thought he was dead. I thought that was it.
That's why I love watching Hearthstone. That's just the way that game played out was I thought Pavel had no chance. There was a moment where Pavel sat back in his chair and sighed. I thought he was about to concede. But we actually have a highlight from a point in this game where Old Boy tries to get a favorable board position here. Puts out these minions, trades off a little bit, and is going to use the hero power. But the big deal here is, out of the 3 minions that are remaining on the board, once he completes this turn and goes for that hero power, misses all of them, and the hero power goes phase.
That was such a big turning point in this game. I'm actually curious if he's supposed to use the hero power right here to ensure that he hits a minion in this spot. The problem with that is if he hits either the 4-2 or the 3-3, then the Sulfuros is somewhat of a sitting duck in that spot. So a 75% chance that misses, and then Pavel draws the second evolve in his deck, which was just perfect timing for him.
Let's go for the devolve. Can produce some pretty insane games. He just gives a little chuckle to himself.
What else can you do?
I know, at that point, it's funny because now Pavel brings his overall record with Shaman up to 8-3. And that's his 3rd best performing deck. I mean, granted, Jade Druid is 1-0.
100% win rate.
100% win rate. Priest at this point is 8-1. And his Warlock deck is at Raza and Shadow Reaper in would come out. That ends up being 12 damage because you hero power, Kazaka's Potion hero power. So,
yeah, I will be curious to see exactly when Pavel chooses to use this. If he wants to simply extend his armor total and not really worry much about his life, or if he wants to use it in a post-Alex Raza style scenario, maybe try to bait some of the damage from Old Boy first. But Medivh slams on board, and that's a gluttonous ooze landed for Pavel right away. He's got Shadow Word Death if he wants to take care of this Medivh. And then the damage push begins.
And Pavel, it feels like he's kind of on autopilot right now.
Taking the set 3-1, and in his second appearance in HCT this year, back-to-back finals.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of a rocky road getting to this point. That final game, you could tell Pavel even questioned some of his own decisions at the end of that game, specifically giving that greater healing potion for free, not realizing that that could have been Counterspell or Mana Bind. Mana Bind was pretty bad, but Counterspell would have been terrible. He probably would have even lost the game in that situation. But Pavel.
Semi-final number 2 is coming up right now. We have Onyx versus Orange. So we're deciding who is going to go on to play Pavel in the finals. Pavel, the guys were just mentioning then, potentially two European playoffs. There we go. I can get my words out today.
Again. Should we just come back in?
Rewind. 2 European playoffs, potentially win it there, going for Pavel, which is absolutely amazing. But these guys are going to be strong challenges, I feel. Whoever comes out of this series is definitely going to give Pavel a run for his money. Orange, we've talked about.
Perfect. Some kind of loot hoarder combination wasn't perfect.
Did Orange just horror and kill his own minions before he traded?
I'm actually sure. I was looking at you. I'll confess. I wasn't looking at the
turn. It's often a problem, Joey, when we cast. You do spend a lot of time looking at me. Can't blame you.
Just gazing into your eyes. Right?
There we go. Can't blame you. But maybe if we could look at that in a replay in a little bit, and because that turn was interesting in itself, so maybe we can have a look at that replay a little bit later on. That would be great. But for now, there was an instant shake of Orange's head and a look down, so something didn't happen, right?
Sure.
And also, important to note, he took the horror that turn.
Yeah.
Instead of a pack.
Yeah.
Very important there. And again, it just leans me towards that I really did like that Potion of Madness play. And he still could have. I think Onyx. Okay. I think with the heals and how good of a minion size that the Cabal is, I like it. I like a 4/5 that can keep healing up. I mean, you don't have Raza, right? So, and you're not, well, maybe now there's an Anduin consideration regardless of what the board looks like.
I think with the Gluttonous Ooze coming out, though, he gets a chance to kill 2 of these minions, and then he's ahead on the board, right? Whereas the Doomsayer would have neutralized the board and given Orange first play. So I think 3 out of 4 times that hero power hits a minion, and then Armix is in a better spot because the Doomsayer did not come
hero
out.
power hit the Doomsayer?
This mighty feat. When the hammer dropped at the Winter Championships in the Bahamas, Stan Udachi of Russia fronted a stellar list of World Championship qualifiers that included Frozen of the United States, Canada's Doc Pone, and Samuel Sao of Taiwan.
I did it.
The Summer Championships in Shanghai featured one of the greatest tournament fields ever assembled. In the end, Hoi of Denmark emerged victorious. We'll see him at the World Championships, where he'll be joined by Nyria of Ukraine, his countryman Kolento, and Ant of the United States.
Hearthstone is my life right now, and making it to the World Championships is one of the best things you can do in Hearthstone.
Who will be the next 4 players to qualify for the World Championships? The Hearthstone world will be heading to Southern California to find out. The Hearthstone Summer Championship, October 13th through 15th in Los Angeles.
Absolutely amazing lineup so far for the World Championships. Cannot wait, and we're going to be adding to that already. We can see the record by region so far in the Winter and Spring Championships. I mean, no surprise, Europe is right at the top there, 66%. Can't argue with that. Pretty good number in my book.
Yeah, backed up by the fact that we have 2 champions in the book, Stan Udachi followed by Hoi. Stan Udachi is one of my favorite players. This was made very, very clear during that tournament run, but particularly Hoi during his run to victory played exemplary Hearthstone, some of the best Hearthstone that I've seen played on a big tournament stage. You can see how happy I was in the background of that shot we keep seeing as well. Yeah, TJ's doing the impression right now, but Hoi, there you go, there you go.
Yeah,
I was happy. He played great. What do you want from me?
And speaking of you guys, how do you feel about the Americas region being second place to us as always?
I'll take second place any day.
Yeah, 2's bigger than 1.
Okay, I mean, good answer, I guess.
We take those. We take those.
2 is way bigger than 1. It's literally twice as much.
Target.
She's been in a lot of films where she could probably do the moves required that a rogue would need to do, sort of very athletic. And also she looks great, and Valeera looks great.
My vision of a Hearthstone movie would be sort of a spoof. Valeera would be played by Michael Cera in drag.
Mistakes were made.
Some great answers, and before Sottle even asked, yes, I would invite her to dinner as well. Was that going to be your question?
You know me pretty well.
We didn't even plan that. I knew exactly what he was going to say.
Who, Michael Cera?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. That was my question.
Okay, okay. The Emma Stone one was pretty good, actually. That first picture as well looked pretty good. I think she could do it. The voice might need work, though. She has like a bit of a raspy voice, right?
Isn't Valeera too?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't personally know Valeera, so it's difficult for me to say one way or the other.
I don't even play with sound.
Naive. Just saying.
Amen to that, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks. Last thoughts. Who do you think is going to win the final, actually? Obviously, Pavel versus Armux.
All right, well...
Weird shenanigans. Gotcha.
Yeah, I paid retail for that rat face. It came into play. I was using Scourge Lord Garrosh to Whirlwind. It was great.
Thank you for supporting your local warriors.
Oh, and look at this. Pavel, he has Doppel evolved. He's just seen the...
Oh, man.
Oh, Malagos. Oh, Chain Lightning.
What? All of a sudden, this became a Malagos shaman out of nowhere. And Emmett is just kind of laughing. He's like, well, I knew I was in a bad position before, but this is getting real bad.
That's kind of hilarious. Maelstrom Portal now just clears board.
I mean, when you evolve stuff, anything can happen. All right, well, Amix lets Pavel get the final damage as he leans forward, and that's going to wrap up game number 1. Pavel 2 games away from claiming the Summer Championship as he takes a deep breath. Shaman gets a very crucial win here. I was kind of looking at Shaman and the Quest Warrior out there, and I know a lot of people say Shaman's good against Paladin, but I've seen Control Paladin win way more than it should against these Evolved Shamans, especially ones that don't have a lot of gas.
Yeah, I think a lot of Evolved Shaman's strength against Paladin is more against the Murloc versions. Like, specifically even the version that Pavel's playing without Stonehill Defender, with the Thralls. It is much more all-in, unless, of course, you just get a Manatide Totem that sits in play for forever. But it doesn't have as much reload potential, so the board clears are much more valuable against it. Yeah. So very key win for Pavel.
So big win here as we take a reflection, or a moment to reflect on a funny moment here where Amix I feel like most of the stress is off his back here. He's realized he's qualified, so he can take some of these ridiculous moments like the Malygos in stride a lot more than if it was the game-deciding moment whether or not he comes to championships or not.
Yeah, I mean, the players clearly are both having fun here. You know, Pavel even broke a smirk in his previous match, so definitely a light-hearted.
Missile Forcer in the deck as he Devour Mine that last remaining demon.
He's right, the end is coming on Pavel's next turn.
Yeah, extremely prescient call there. As Amix even replaces his own hero power with Shadow Form just to add a little bit extra damage. And that'll do it for game number 2. Pavel up 2-0, 1 game away from claiming the Summer Championship.
How long can this go on?
Well,
he just doesn't stop winning.
I will spoil it for you. At most, he can actually use it just
for free,
for
right? Well, there's nothing damaged right now. He'd have to smite. Well, interesting. He's smiting his own guy. Okay, he's just cycling it.
It doesn't matter if he shoots his own guy or the other guy. Purify.
That is gonna give it back.
Gives back the Cleric silenced.
Found himself a Mind Blast alongside Velen. That's some potential burst damage.
That's a lot of burst. 10 damage.
Pavel, though, healthy 37 thanks to that Kazakus potion. Northshire Clerics in a Shadow Reaper Anduin Kazakus deck. One of them came from a Clear Glimmer Root.
Right.
Benedict. I want to see it happen.
Wait.
I want to see it happen.
Is that actually the best pick?
I don't know. I don't care. I want to see it happen. I mean, it does mean that if this goes, you know, ultra long.
Which I was about to ask because Cabal you can do it 50-50, can't he? If he attacks the face with the weapon and then double hits the Acolyte plus the Primordial.
Oh, with the Drake, sure.
Power.
What now?
I mean, he could guarantee damage in the face, too.
Yeah.
But it does give his opponent 2 cards. Puts his opponent down to 4.
Your powers first.
And there it is.
And that's the game. Amix is willing to accept the result of whatever happened, and we have ourselves a tied series going into the rubber match.
Yeah, this final game, though, could be very tough for Amix.
Keeper has standards.
I do.
Please, Pavel. Amix has nothing.
Yeah, he has a single recruit that is going to die on a hill.
He will serve his duty, though, nobly.
Oh, God. Raza, Kazakus,
Wrap it up.
Anduins. This
Wrap
is
it up.
an embarrassment of riches for Pavel. Just goes for a 10.
Yep, has a nuke option of transforming all minions into 1/1s. Has the perfect curve for the Kazakus into. Even though he plays the Paladin, he is staring down in an insurmountable lead from Pavel.
And it's really for Pavel is just how do I want to do this? There's any number of ways that Pavel can play these cards in his hand. I wouldn't be surprised if just Noggin Fogger was in play. He could just, I'll just play all this and somehow it'll end up winning the game.
More spells, more damage, more late game options for Pavel coming into the hand now.
Doesn't.
Sure, why not? Free from Amber comes into the hand, mind control available to Pavel. Amix is just here for the fireworks. July 4th may have passed in America, but we are seeing quite the series of explosions right now, Kibler.
Yeah, and you know, Pavel just still stone-faced. He has absolutely everything on the brink of a second seasonal championship in 1 year. He's just sitting back, relaxed.